What's up guys? This is Brent with 24/7 Parts, and in this video I'm going to show you how to install the John Deere home maintenance kit on a Z530M. Alright, so the first couple things I'm going to do, one is I'm going to raise our seat, get it up and out of the way, and then next I'm going to go ahead and get the oil draining, as this is always a good thing to go ahead and do this first. So we want to get our oil pan, get it down here and in position, and then next we want to grab this hose right here on the side of the engine. This is going to be our oil drain. So we need to feed it down and through where we can get it to a good draining position. So I'm going to go right down here next to the transaxle, push that hose down and through, and then once I get it down there, I'm going to pull over my drain pan, and then this is just a turn knob here on the oil drain. All right, then once we get that to loosen up, the next thing we want to do is go ahead and open up our oil fill here, and that is going to allow that oil to breathe freely while it drains out. Now within your kit, you're going to have an air filter, oil filter, 2 quarts of oil, 2 spark plugs, and a fuel filter. So we are going to go ahead and start with the air filter. Go ahead and pop open this cover. Now on this air filter, I'll get it spun around here so you can see, you are going to have a hand tightening clamp here that we're going to make sure and loosen up. We're going to pull out on that air filter, take it out, and then go back on and replace it with that new one. Make sure that it is tight and snug around the hose. We're going to move our hose clamp back down towards the bottom and then go ahead and tighten that up. So next we'll move to changing our spark plugs. Now with this being a V-twin engine, meaning it has 2 cylinders, you are going to have 2 spark plugs. But we're going to be looking at the one over here to the left. Now where you can usually find these is you'll see these silver covers that say OHV, and then right next to those you should see this cap right here just like this, and this is going to be our spark plug cap. So we'll simply pull that off. And next we're going to bring out our 13/16 spark plug socket. Now this is going to be a special socket that does have some rubber up inside there to make sure to hold on to that spark plug, make sure it's snug within the socket whenever we're removing it. And then we will simply start taking that loose. All right, then once we've got the old spark plug out, next thing that we need to do before going in with our new spark plug is check the spark plug gap. Now, every mower and every engine is going to be different. This one here, these need to be gapped at 0.030, which is what's going to be pretty common on most John Deere mowers. So how we're going to do this, we're going to take our gauge here. It's going to start down here at 0.020 and then move up and get thicker as we go around. So we're going to want to start here at the small side, go ahead and run this spark plug around until we start filling that gap, or start feeling that tension. And right there we need to shorten this up just a touch. So the way we do that is take the flat side here of our gap gauge, push down, and then right there, now we can start to feel that resistance right at the 0.030. And this is important that we make sure that we're checking the gap on these spark plugs to make sure that our engine is firing and running correctly. And now what I'm going to do is go ahead and run this back in by hand, get it up to where it is touching the side of the engine, and then we'll go ahead and tighten down with the spark plug socket just to make sure that we are snug. And then we can simply go back on with our cap. Make sure that you hear it click into place, and then just make sure we're doing this on the other side as well. Now next here is the best part, everybody's favorite job to do on the mower, which is going to be the fuel filter. Now, the good thing here about the X500, or the Z500 series rather, is that the fuel filter does have enough hose on it here that you can actually get it up to where you can work on it. So to change out these fuel filters, it's a very simple process, but sometimes this is tedious because we don't have enough fuel hose to work with. But this one's going to be very simple. We're going to take our pliers, grab onto this clamp, move it up the hose, move down here to our bottom clamp, grab onto that one, move it down the hose. Now next thing we're going to take notice of is the arrow here that is on this filter. Now this is going to direct and show the direction of flow here. So we're coming from the tank here to the engine. So when we go on with our new filter, we need to make sure that we are following that direction. So next, we're going to take off the hose here, just like so. And you may have a little bit of spillage or drainage here, and this is normal. All right. Then we look at our new filter, find that arrow, which is right here. So our direction of flow is going this way. So we would take our bottom hose, go down onto the filter, make sure it is seated all the way to the base, just like that. And then we'd take our top hose here and do the same thing, make sure and seat it all the way down to the base there. Then we'd grab our pliers, go back on with our hose clamps. And just like that, you've got a fresh fuel filter. So at this point, we have all of the oil drained out. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back on here with my dipstick, just set it in place. Then I will grab the cap to my oil drain hose and reach down in, pull that through the top here, and then make sure and put that cap right back into place, just like so. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and let this hose lay down here on the frame just to give me some more room, as now I'm about to go to the oil filter, which sits right here at the front of the engine, kind of at a tough place to get to, so we want to make sure and have as much room as we can. So when we're moving up to that oil filter, we want to go ahead and move our oil pan forward to make sure and catch any drainage. And then our filter is right here, so we are going to start with an oil cap filter wrench to see if we can't break this thing loose, starting with that. And then sometimes these filters get a little too tight and we have to go with some other methods, but hopefully this here will get the trick done for us today. All right, just like that. All right, then once we have that filter off, the next thing we need to do is just do a visual inspection of the housing where our filter is sitting. Make sure that there is no gasket left on that housing. Make sure it's clean and clear of any debris. Go ahead and try to get that wiped clean as good as you can. And then before we go on with our new filter, we want to make sure, open up one of our new quarts here of 10W30. Get a clean finger down in that oil. Get just a little bit there on the tip of your finger, and then go ahead and coat the whole gasket here before going on with this new filter. This is going to help to make a better seal once we go back onto the mower. And then when we're going on with these new filters, we want to make sure that we are just going as tight as you can go with your hand, rather. We don't want to be cranking back down on it with that filter wrench, unless the filter is just too slippery and your hands are too slippery that you can't get a good hold of it. All right, and once that's all done, next thing we need to do is just go ahead and go back in with our fresh oil here. The kit is going to come with 2 quarts, and that should satisfy the needs here of the mower. So we are going to go in here with the 2 quarts, and then we'll go ahead and check that oil level. All right, so there's 1. And 2. All right, just like that, we are at the full mark and we are good to go. Next thing we need to do here is start the mower up, make sure and check for any leaks that you may have on any of those new filters. Make sure to check everything is good, and then that is all it takes for the install of that home maintenance kit on the Z530M. So guys, I hope this video helped you out, and if it did, we just ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as that helps us out. Also, if you're looking for any parts for your John Deere lawn equipment or any other John Deere equipment, make sure to check us out at 247parts.com. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to go buy your parts right here and subscribe right here.